Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. The Edo State Elections have come and gone. A winner have emerged. Of course, the likes of Akpata, Olumide Akpata have decided also to be a powerful opposition. He has made up his mind that he's going to put the leg of Monday Okpebhole to fire, just to make sure that he holds him accountable for every decision he takes for the Edo people, including himself. Of course, he has made up his mind also not to join the Monday Okpebhole's government. His lawyers are also reviewing the results. Then he will decide what to do. Remember, Olumide Akpata is a former NBA president, so he understands the dynamics of when it comes to suit, lawsuits, and the rest. Now, something unique happened in Oba Of Benin's palace that has drawn a lot of reaction. The drama that took place really is quite shocking. There have been this here and there, words going on back and forth between PDP and APC. Well, just about Oshiomole, who was one-time governor of Edo State and a senator representing Edo North Senatorial District, had led other APC stalwarts, among whom were the Senate President Godwin Obaseki and Governor-elect Monday Okpebhole, to the palace to share the joy of the moment. Now, after Akpabio had eulogized and appreciated the leadership quality of the Benin monarch, the Senate President handed over the mic to Oshiomole. The former Labour leader, Oshiomole, went on his knees and insisted on staying on his knees before the monarch as a mark of his remorse for turning a deaf ear to the acclaimed advice of Omo Enoba against his choice of Obaseki as his successor in 2016. Oba Ewere too, who is noted for his strict discipline, cut the former governor short, telling Oshiomole publicly that he never advised the former governor against the choice of Obaseki. Now, speaking while kneeling before the monarch, Oshiomole had claimed that Benin monarch advised him against picking Obaseki as his successor in 2016, but he declined. He said, and I quote him word for word, "Your Royal Majesty, I would like to remain on my knees first to apologize to Your Majesty for my poor judgment when, in spite of your clear advice to the contrary, I stubbornly and wrongfully supported a man who I thought, being a Benin man, will respect the tradition, the custom, the heritage, the brilliance and creativity, and the respect for tradition by any logical man that claims to be a Benin man. When I presented Obaseki to you against your advice, in a swift reply, the Benin monarch, after a traditional clapping signifying that he wanted to talk, immediately countered the claim by the senator, saying he had never advised against Obaseki's candidature. Oba Ewere noted that he had promised himself that he would not say much about the happenings around, and that he had been restraining himself to keep to that promise. The Omo N. Oba said, "When you said it was against my advice, that is what." But Oshiomole responded, "I apologize for that, I apologize." The monarch continued, "When you brought Obaseki to me, I did not say anything." The Omo N. Oba raised palms in a gesture demonstrating that he didn't say what Oshiomole claimed he said. Then he continued, I said I won't say much here. I told them, and I would try to restrain myself, because anything that would bring or even with my son, Akpamonsia, that's Okpebhole's appellation, I want to avoid it. But I have to correct it when you said against my advice. I never said anything against Obaseki when you brought him. You will recall this one." The Oba pointed to the former chairman of the Edo State Board of Internal Revenue, Eleme, a bosom friend of Oshiomole. "Is your witness when you brought him to introduce him to me. You talked about Odobo, which is Oshiomole's deputy governor, voted against my father's choice." Quite a lot of things have been said here, but the question now is the whole drama that ensued. I'm very, very sure that Oshiomole did not see this coming. My colleague is in the house. What's your take on the fact that Oshiomole made very strong claim in front of the Oba, and the Oba there and then didn't even allow the thing to land, disclaimed it? What do you make of this?
Well, I think that shows who the Oba of Benin is. That office is a very esteemed monarch office, and being so extreme, it must be guided, it must be protected, because at that level your word is your bond. So you must be at that level. I feel that they are trained in talking. You don't, for any reason, maybe emotions and all of that, you make statement. Forget about our politicians who they may be in very prestigious offices like that of senatorial office or lawmaking office, and you see people coming out like what just happened recently in Rivers State, where a sitting speaker or an acclaimed speaker came out after he had shown himself across board as defecting from PDP to APC. He came out again and used his mouth. A man who is making law. How can we then trust you? You understand?
And they said they're honorable.
You understand? And you call yourself an honorable member. What is honorable about you when you come out publicly and lied, and people are just keeping quiet and looking at that kind of person? That kind of person should not be trusted. Now, look at what had just happened now. The man had to Stanley. No. And I must really appreciate him in the fact that, despite the fact that he came through the route of humility by kneeling down and say, nobody should tell me to stand up, so that cajole him, so that he will accept certain things. I did not say that. I did not. And I must say that is something for other monarchs to learn. Vet your word. I'm so impressed. Vet your word first before you say it, and in the event of it going the other side, stand strong. I said so. Because there's a level you get to, your word will become your bond. Imagine, some of them with the lies they have peddled thus far. Imagine where the time for integrity comes, or someone must want it to say, "Shay, you know me, you know that I cannot do that." No, sir, I don't know you, because you are a blatant liar, and countless things will be shown to you that you are a blatant liar.
The funny thing is that when you are consistently used to adjusting the truth, let me not use that word lies, because sometimes our politicians will tell you, we really don't lie, we just want to tell you what you want to hear.
You understand?
So they will tell you it's really not a lie. If you look at it contextually, they will tell you it's really truth from another angle, maybe that angle where you want to see it, or it could be also the angle they want to see it. So they will tell you basically it's not a lie. But when you have gotten used to saying the quote and unquote truth from another angle, you will get so used to it that you don't see anything wrong with it. And after a while it becomes a way of life, as such that after a while, if nobody says, if anybody goes contrary to it, you'll be like, are you sure you are in this world? This is how it's being done here. And that's how, abnormalities become normal and become societally accepted.
Exactly.
Now you can imagine the level of, this is something that over time maybe he has told himself this issue, that after a while,
and in his mind he made it a truth. Yeah.
It became such truth that he forgot himself and he thought that was the truth, and he went about, because he has lived in that euphoria for a long time, it became a truth to him, not knowing that is a distorted fact, not even a truth now, a distorted fact that eventually, you can imagine that kind of humiliation.
I'm telling you,
with all the APC stalwarts looking at him.
But guess what? That come on, does it change anything for them?
No,
because at least if you may be so shocked that if you go through all of them, at different times they have lied like that. I can still remember many years ago, if I was the person such a thing was done to, I would have covered my face in shame. I would have looked elsewhere and all of that. But they stood there looking at the crowd when Akpabio decame from PDP to APC, and Oshiomole went there. He said, for 16 years PDP has eaten and read the entirety of Akwa Ibom. And the man who was in PDP as a governor was there. Just because he left from PDP to APC, he was still looking at the crowd with so much excitement. You know what?
So PDP
yes, it was PDP that was there. It wasn't Akpabio that was there. Come on, we need to get to a point where these guys, and guess what? Why it's this way is because, unfortunately, in our society,
We don't hold them accountable.
We don't hold them accountable, and at the same time, we don't really have a reward for integrity. Just fairly recently, I noticed something that are happening in another part of Nigeria, where some cleaners will see $10,000 and they return it, and people rewarded them and all. It should be like that, even in the political scenario, whereby a time should come where you call them for interview. When they come to that interview, try to humiliate them or try to look them in the eyes and ask them certain questions that surround certain lies that they have told, so that they will know that Nigerians respect you. We need to reward it even with vote.
My brother, that particular thing of humiliating them doesn't matter. They will tell you what money cannot solve, more money can solve it. So they don't have that. What a shame if we doing all of that and my account is shaking. Just clearly show all of the, so like somebody was saying, all of your noise making, am I not still bigger than you? So it is so terrible. We have downplayed integrity such that word honorable, I don't think it should be associated with politicians in Nigeria.
Again,
do we still have honorable men?
No.
Please, they should call them by their name. Like Peter Obi will say, remove that honorable until we have worked to get that honor. Please remove it, because integrity now is now in check.
I'm telling
it's
you.
in question. You can imagine. Let's go wrap it up.